So with Fontaine releasing in just a couple days, I thought this would be the perfect time to finally do an account review or account showcase of my account. So, quick introduction. I am a day one free-to-play player. I haven't spent any money in this game. Just kind of proof, but okay, so you might see 300 Genesis crystals, but like, oh, you may have bought a battle pass. I'll show you why I have this for a second, but just it really isn't the best way to show any proof. There is no like transaction history, but I mean, you just have to kind of trust me on this. All the top-up bonuses there. I'll explain this later, but just a quick look at the Hoyo Lab stats as well. As you can see, 1,050 days active as of 8/12/2023. That should be the amount of days that this game has been out, so that's crazy. I don't think there's anything else here. And here's the reason why I have 300 Genesis crystals. So there's this web event that we had a while ago. I believe it's for an anniversary. It's this web event, the message in time, where you just did something and you had a 10% chance of getting a Welkin, and everyone else just get 100,000 more. If you've been playing a while, you probably remember this, and hey, I got lucky, so why not use it? That's why I have 300 Genesis crystals. If you don't believe me, whatever, but that's how I have 300 Genesis crystals. I did not spend any money. Just trust me, bro. So, as I've said, haven't spent any money on this game. Just kind of a thought process of why I chose not to spend any money is I played gacha games in the past before, like Fire Emblem Heroes, Brave Frontier. I've definitely spent money on those and never felt the best about them. So when Genshin released, I don't know how I got into this game. Probably saw an ad for it and it was releasing soon, so I decided to try it. Try to not spend so I don't have to feel the guilt of, oh, I just have to spend this like however much on a certain character I like. So I decided to challenge myself, and luckily Genshin is definitely one of the most free-to-play friendly games in terms of if you want to perform in the highest level of content, which is our Abyss. So you just gotta save. It's definitely a struggle as a free-to-play, especially in the beginning, in the early game, which is exacerbated by the fact that if you've played since day one, we're kind of learning about the game mechanics as everyone else is learning about them. So, especially in the beginning, you kind of don't know who the best characters are, who to build, and that's where you can lose a lot of resources. So that's definitely a con. But definitely some of the pros of being free to play that not many people talk about is since you don't have any characters, you can definitely focus on the strength of a certain few, and you are not as stretched out on resources as if you pulled several 5-star characters from banners and you have to build all of them. A quick perspective of how I view this game is it's definitely a casual game. I wish there were a little bit more endgame systems, and I'm at the point where I can kind of clear the Spiral Abyss. As you can see, floor 12, like I can clear it very comfortably with a decently strong team. So I'm at the point where I kind of just can pull whoever I think is cool, and I don't have to worry about not clearing floor 12. So I'm definitely at the super end goal of a Genshin account, even without spending any money. So it goes to show that you kind of just need a lot of time. I've definitely spent a lot of time in this game. So just to show you my progress after these 1,000 days, map exploration wise, 100% everything, like Mondstadt, Liyue, Chasm. If we go to Inazuma, all 100, all 100. Dragon Spine as well. If we go to Enkanomiya, also 100. Chasm, Underground, also 100. Sumeru, all 100. Did all the quests. It's all done. I've done everything that pretty much this game has to offer just for the resources. As a free-to-play, you you want everything you can get. So exploration and questing is definitely one of the most valuable sources of resources that you can have. So again, Sumeru 100%. This is patch 3.8, so got all the chests from this Mirage area. And if we look at, I guess, the questing, and I guess if we look at quests and stuff, story quests, go to hangouts. I did all the hangouts, all the endings reached. They do give like valuable rewards, so definitely worth doing them. It does take a lot of time. And story archon quests, I believe I can go to archive. And go to Prologue. Yep, I don't know if this proves anything, but yeah, everything's done there. Also, I guess another way to show completion, venture log. Nothing much here. I guess the guide, like, usually you have recommended quests. There's nothing for me right now. Next, we can show achievements. So I have 943 achievements. They're definitely on the high end. There's definitely some that I can get right now, but I'm just too lazy to get. For example, the Omni Ubiquity Net, I'm just too lazy to capture 100 animals. Got most of the commission-based ones in Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma. I believe I got all of them just by like following a guide. I just don't have the Sumeru ones yet. I don't know why. Like, it's like kind of hard to get, but whatever. So all of these are 100%, I believe. Another one that I could get like right now that I'm just too lazy to get is the fishing. But other than that, those are my achievements. I guess we can go to name cards. Every single character that I have is plus 10 friendships. I have every single one of their name cards, the characters that I own. So very cool, very cool. Like the Yai one. I just been using that. Can show a case of wings. Yep, these are the wings. I don't have a PlayStation, but I did get the Twitch Prime. Thanks to my friends for that. Next, quick explanation of kind of my daily routine. Obviously, do my commissions. Already done that. Expedition, get some of the gold from this, like just daily stuff. Commissions, of course, spend my resin. I condense all of it because I don't want to spend as much time. I've been sitting in this domain for a while, but with the advent of Valentine, I'm not doing this anymore because I'm probably going to be farming the new domain, which has the skill damage bonus, which I think is really strong. And I've shifted towards just farming gold and XP books for now until the start of Fontaine. So other than that, if I need daily weekly bosses, I'll do those. If I need talents, I'll do those, but I haven't been doing that for a long time, so just spend my resin whatever, and that's pretty much it. It's just commission, resin, teapot stuff. Yeah, just do that daily for 1,000 days. Woohoo! But definitely adds up for a while. Also like the login web, the daily login web on the internet. That one I also do, so you know every little bit counts. We can go check through all my party setups. I don't use all my party setups, but like some of them are just showcases for the Abyss, like this one, Raiden Yai. I guess this is a typical Wanderer team. One of my favorite teams actually. Been liking Wanderer a lot. I just like his playstyle, but no, he's not the best character. International is also one of my favorite teams. When it works, like when you can do the rotation cleanly, it's just super satisfying. But it is definitely frustrating because it has no CC resistance to CC. So definitely a higher skill team. Classic Raiden Hyper with Zhongli, I guess, instead of Bennett. Classic if I want to do big numbers. I don't know why this is here. With my most recent pull of Alhaitham, this is definitely top, maybe even one right now. My favorite team to play, just so non-burst reliant and very flexible, and does so much damage. So I like this team a lot. Typical aggravate that I don't really use. This is my crystal fly farming team because of Yao Yao and just movement speed. This is exploration team just to replace Yao Yao Nahida for I don't know why, but she's there. I don't know. My last team is my friendship team, but I don't really need to use this. I just sub in like whoever I need friendship in. They're already 10 though, so that's all done. So the next thing I want to go over is like the banner history, my thought process on who I wanted to pull throughout these years. The interesting thing is if you click on your avatar and go from like top down, it shows you the order of the characters that you got. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think it'd be more useful if I just go on the wiki and just go through every single banner with the dates and stuff, and I'll just show you my thought process of who I pulled. So you can do that right now. So here's the wiki of the banner history starting from 1.0. So let's just get right into it. So 1.0 Venti banner. Looking back at this, is a really good banner with Fischl and Shangling. But the reason I pulled on this banner is because literally once the game released, everyone put Venti on SS. So I was like, why not? I pull for him. Luckily, I think this is where I won the 50-50 on Venti, so very lucky. But this was after this one 50-50. Trust me, the next ones they're not as lucky, but definitely this was a good banner to go for. Then after that, Klee wasn't interested in pull. Tartaglia wasn't interested in pull. Zhongli, this was when the Zhongli debacle happened, so I knew everyone was saying he was bad. Didn't pull for him. Okay, so the Albedo banner. I did pull on this banner, but for the 4 stars, and not even for Fischl Sucrose, because I guess during this time, I don't think they were very valued as much as they are now. But Bennett definitely was, and I did not have a Bennett, and I thought I needed Bennett to help me in my miss clear, so I pulled pretty much to like 75 to 1 5-star pity, and I didn't get Bennett. And luckily, I lost the 50-50 to Mona on this banner. And the funny thing is, I spent so much on this banner, limited banner, I didn't get Bennett, so which is so disappointing. But then I just pulled on the standard banner immediately after, and I got Bennett. So I guess I got what I wanted in the end. So yeah, pulling for 4 stars is definitely very scary. Ganyu, I wasn't interested, even though this is a good banner too. To pull on for 4 stars. 1.3, I pulled a Xiao. Reason I pulled Xiao, number 1, I was definitely needing a second DPS in Abyss. This account did get lucky, in which the if I go back to the beginner's wish, I got D-Luke on that 10 pool. So I was using D-Luke, but you know, D-Luke is D-Luke, and I was using physical Shangling. So I wanted another DPS, and just from seeing like the closed beta Xiao, I thought he was really cool, so I pulled for Xiao in this manner. As you'll see in the future with Wander's release, this is probably my most regretted 5-star pull. Like I wouldn't say regret. I think he was definitely useful, but if I were to replace a 5-star out with a newer one or another one, I think the first one would be Xiao. Kaching Banner Omegalol. Hu Tao, like I wasn't really interested. Venti already had, these are the reruns, I already had these characters. Here with Zhongli buffs, and I kind of decided I wanted to pull the Archons. Yeah, I pulled for Zhongli here. Eula wasn't very interested. Klee, okay, so once we get to Klee Kazuha, right? As a free-to-play, it's definitely helpful to look at leaks, and I knew Inazuma was coming out, and I knew as a Raiden enjoyer that I would need to save for the next Archon, so I did not pull for Kazuha. And with all the discussion when he first released, from how I remember it, where we already had Sucrose and Venti, so it didn't make sense that you needed to pull for Kazuha, even though now I would say it's definitely one of the best 5 stars to pull. Then it was kind of an easy decision to skip him. So yeah. Then we get into Inazuma. Again, I knew the Raiden Shogun was coming out, so skip, and there we go, Raiden. So I tried to pull for C2 with everything I had and the weapon. So definitely do not, if you're free to play, do not pull on the weapon banner. Like I pulled on the weapon banner twice and I got lucky both times, so I did get engulfing lightning here, but definitely do not recommend it. It can really screw you over. So, but luckily I did get engulfing lightning, and I think if I remember correctly, I pulled until I had no more primos, and I managed to get C1 ridden, and just as I was about to get C2, I lost the 50-50 to Chi-Chi, so unlucky. Had to wait for a rerun. Yeah, then for the next banners, obviously I spent everything, so you know, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, all skips, all skips, all skips. Oh, there's a lot of skippable banners. Yeah, I definitely, after all the skipping, definitely wanted to pull for Yai, makes sense, Raiden Yai. And I think I finished off C2 Raiden here with my remaining primos, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. And then, with no more primos, obviously, I'm skipping all of these banners. Wait, did I get? No. I think I actually pulled Ayaka here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I definitely got Ayaka somewhere. So it had to be here, yeah. It had to be here because when Yelan came out, I did not pull for Yelan because, you know, Shang-Chi was literally the same character. But, yeah. I mean, kind of in hindsight, Yelan would have been a better pull, but I would have gotten it eventually, as you'll see. I'm not interested in like getting Shadow Constellation, E2, whatever, right? And here I was planning, I definitely knew Kazuha would rerun, so with these, like with this patch, I decided to save up and got Kazuha on his rerun. Then with the release of Sumeru, my only plan was to get the Archon, so easy skips, easy skips. I thought Sino did look cool, and I kind of like if I were to play Xiao, I wouldn't be mad. I did pull in this banner just for the 4 stars. I kind of wanted Candace and Shinobu, and just as a side note, I think pulling for 4 stars on a banner that even if you don't win the 5 star is like perfectly fine and even like optimal. Like if you just go for the 5 star that you want, it's unlikely that you'll get good 4 stars on the banners that on the 5 stars that you want like every single time. And if you just go for the 5 stars, there's a good chance that you just don't have good 4-star constellations and 4-star characters when the 4-star characters are good, if not even more important to a team core. So I think the the idea of building, like this is kind of like building pity, but I think like when people say don't build pity, I think it's kind of wrong in a sense where if the 4 stars are like good and you're like at 0 pity, then I think it's extremely valuable and like the right decision to pull on a banner with good 4 stars that you need. And if you like win the 50-50 like early on and you get a 5 star, it's like wow, you won a 50-50 and you got an early 5 star. That's lucky. Like you don't lose that much. Now if you get to like 60 and 70 and then you decide to test your luck, then you're risking it, and I wouldn't risk that. So and especially if you already have a guaranteed 5 star, then I wouldn't pull on the 4 star banners because then you probably want to save that pity, right? So definitely more nuanced than what people say for like quote unquote building pity. Like pulling 4 stars smartly is definitely a good decision. So anyway, like I said, saving for the Archon, so skipped everything. Got Nahida, one of the best pulls you could probably get. Then after Nahida, I kind of decided, like at this point, like I knew I could clear Abyss like super easily, so I decided to pull for characters that I kind of wanted. Like for example, Child. Kind of wanted to collect the Harbingers, so I got Child here, and I got Wander. So this Child was definitely lucky. If I go to the wish counter, I believe if you go here all the way down here, there's my Kazuha, then Nahida, then like I pulled for Child's banner, got Diluc, and then immediately after got Tartaglia. So lucky there. New Wander was coming out. So as a quote-unquote Harbinger, I pulled. This was super lucky where if I go to the wish counter, I got C6 Farazan super easily, which is extremely lucky. Then we continue on. I was debating on pulling on this banner, but I knew I needed to save for this banner. I wanted Hu Tao and Yelan. Yelan first, of course, because Yelan is definitely one of the best 5-stars. I think the best 5-stars to pull are Yelan, Kazuma, Nahida, like 100%. So Yelan, definitely have to pull Yelan. So this is where I was winning 50-50s. I got Yelan and I got Hu Tao, so wow, very fun. Then I had to save a bit. At this point, I wanted Alhaitham when he was rerunning. And also I wanted to pull for Nilu, because I saw how strong she would be with Nahida, and also I saw a Yao Yao Candace team, and I wanted to use Candace. And here I got lucky. No, this is where I was winning 50-50s, and beforehand I wasn't. Then we get to this, the Baiju incident. So I wanted Candace constellations, not necessarily Baiju, for this Nilu team. And if we look at the history of wishes here. So after Nilu, I had to pull all this in order to get C6 Candace. So I had to pull a Diluc, Baiju. Then I was like, okay, let me switch over. I got an early Ganyu, and then I got Mona. So I got 4 stars before I got Candace, and I spent literally everything I had. So this is where pulling for 4 stars, I had a lot of previews, so I kind of went crazy. But this is not a good summoning session. That's just how gachas goes. So yeah, so that's where I got Baiju and Ganyu, even when I didn't really want them. Then lastly, pulled for Alhaitham because I saw, like I said, that Yai, Nahida, Alhaitham, Kubi team was really strong, and also some Yao. I knew Yao Yao would be on the banner, and I wouldn't mind Yao Yao constellations. So pulled for Alhaitham, got him. Definitely happy with that. And I guess the last banner I pulled. So again, don't pull a weapon banner, but my reasoning was, Freedom Sword is on the banner, Favonius Sword is on the banner, Favonius Codex is on the banner, and I don't want to use Iron Sting on Alhaitham. It doesn't look that good. So tested my luck, and I got Alhaitham's weapon. So sometimes you just get lucky. I don't know what to say. Then 3.8 obviously skips, right? So then yeah, that's the banner history. And as 4.0 comes out, I'll save for characters I like, especially and definitely get the Archon in if there are any Harbingers. So there's that. Alright, so time for the absolute meat of the account showcase is, of course, all my characters. So here's my character archive of all the characters I have. The only 4-star I don't have is Kirara, because I didn't really pull that much after she released. Other than that, I don't have most of the limited 5-stars that I didn't want. Obviously, I pulled for the ones that I wanted. The new standard I don't have yet, so I think I'll eventually get them. I don't think I'm gonna build them though. So we can start going through all my characters by element. So we'll start off with Pyro. Starting with Bennett, super strong character, of course. So full energy recharge. Favonius Sword. I think put Favonius Sword just because it needs some energy for like international. It's just super helpful. Activate the T6, like whatever, man. They're not gonna. I don't think it's that much of that big of a deal, so it's like whatever. Hu Tao 999. Definitely one of the most frustrating characters to play for me. It's like this auto attack canceling, no C1 is definitely a struggle, but not too bad of a pull. D-League. First 5-star of the game. I don't think I have that much on it. C3, but I did level this stuff, but yeah, whatever. Toma, I don't use because I think I kind of want C6. He's built for Version right now, but I don't really use Version. I don't see a point of building Version, but I can just play like Hyper Bloom. But I think in the future when I have more constellations, could be using like Wanderers teams. Oppa, Shangling, obviously a big carry, easy carry. Purpose, very strong. Wow, C6. trying not to. I don't I don't use her that much now because I think she's kind of boring. She's so strong but boring. So yeah, and these. Okay, well I have these characters but they're not built, so we can skip those. Next, Hydro. Hot take. I think Hydro is maybe the best element in the game. So start off with Yelan. Favonius Bow, obviously not the best. 4-piece emblem, nothing special here. No constellations, 1-10-10 because why not? Xingqiu, C6, again, very strong emblem. Like these characters are just so strong. Favonius Sword. Like, these characters are busted. Elu, so Elu is definitely, I would say, a very valuable pool in a sense where, like, it used to be where Venti was the king of AoE content, but I don't think so anymore. I think Elu is the queen of AoE content. Anytime there's AoE content, tons of mobs, just bring an Elu team. I just don't have to think. You just all die. I don't even have to have her talents leveled. Just levels and artifacts. It's crazy. Tartaglia, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Child. We use it international, but yeah, international can be fun. Candace, talent's not leveled because she's being used in Bloom. C6, just a full Bloom set. Yeah, contain cross here. Honestly, contain cross looks really good on here. I like Candace. She looks hot. Glad to use her in the Bloom team. Enough said. Mona, just a freeze character. I don't really use freeze that often anymore. I'd rather just use something else, but she's there. C4, but I mean it doesn't really matter. I have her leveled a lot. Freeze was definitely very useful in the early stages of the game, like version 1 to 2, but freeze is not as enjoyable for me anymore, so I don't really use Mona as much. But just a ER bot, the 346, just a burst bot. Barbara, well I don't really use Barbara, so we can skip her. Dendro. Dendro, definitely one of my favorite elements after they released Sumeru. So here's my Alhaitham. Everybody's jacked up in stats because of this. Yeah, Dendro is just super strong. Favorite element of their team is just crazy. It's kind of like power creep, but I mean it's just so satisfying to do damage. Nahida. Just a 4-piece deep wood. Does a lot of damage. Sack frag. Sometimes I use Favonius Codex, but right now I'm just using sack frag. Baiju. So, you know, I didn't really want him, but I didn't mind getting him because I knew he'd be useful in aggravate. So I'm running an instructors on him because I think just 120 EM and you can proc it very easily. It's just so good for aggravate. Like 120 EM is just free. And I already have 41,000 HP, so it's like whatever. I don't need defensive stats on him. 6-6 not really that much leveled, but you know he does the job in aggravate. Yao Yao, I was using her in aggravate when she first came out, but just shifting her to Bloom, where I think she's just a much better unit. Again with Candace, full EM, whatever ER she needs. And the rest of the Dendro units, they're not really built, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna skip through them. Traveler is Dendro right now. It's definitely a pretty good Dendro unit, but with, you know, the rest of the Dendro units that just released, just he gets overshadowed. Collate, no, I didn't really know this character, so let's skip this. Alright, next, Electro. Ooh, Electro. I have a lot of Electro characters. Well, yes, I kind of have a lot of Electro characters. I think I've built most Electro characters. So, Raiden, of course. My favorite Archon. Engulfing Lightning. Have to buffer up. Okay, funny enough, even though she's quote-unquote my main, I have attack percent Sans and attack percent Goblet. Hey, I don't have good Electro Goblets after 1,000 days. It's like I don't know what to say. So, and I want 4-piece emblem, so what can I do? It's not the most optimal, but just the job done. C2 just counter cheat code. 10-10-10 of course. Same thing with Yai. This is a good time to say that most of my builds are kind of optimized through Genshin Optimizer, but also like you get to the point where do you really need to optimize when you can clear? So kind of just pick stats that are somewhat optimized but also look good as in the crit ratios because crit man, it just looks good even though it might not be the most optimal. Kuki, I think Kuki is definitely risen to be one of my favorite characters. She's just actually really strong as a healer. That Electro applicator for Dendro teams, just 4-piece instructor, give EM, 6, don't really need talents up, so she's been really useful for me, just as that extra healer. Sara only used in Ride and Hyper, Crowned her E, C6, so no blast set, some ER, some damage. Sacrificial bow, like whatever, you know. Official, definitely one of the most strongest 4-stars in the game. New set coming out. She's definitely going to be jacked. C6, and I crowned her E recently. Kaching. So I use Kaching when I don't want to play Yai Aggravate. But otherwise I would just use Yai Aggravate. But she's there, just as for fun. What if I want to play her? Not the strongest Kaching, but yeah, works I guess. Beidou. So I know Beidou is a strong character, but I don't really like using her, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why. Like in a taser team and maybe like aggravate teams, I'd rather play something else, but that's just me. Also not C6, which is bullshit, but yeah. Lisa I kinda have built, but I just go through the artifacts, but I haven't really used her. I think she's kind of awkward to play when I try to use her. So not really the most important character. We have Razor and Nori, which I don't use. So what do we got? Anemo. Okay. I think this could be kind of quick. So Kazuha, just EM, crit rate for Miscellaneous and ER. Something like that. 4-piece DD. Of course, no brainer. 999, probably not needed, but yeah. Okay, Wanderer. Hey, I like him as a character to play. He's like super satisfying, even though he's doesn't do the most damage as a team. But yeah, I like him, so I 10-10-10 him. 4-piece Shimenawas. I know that he has his own quote-unquote 4-piece set, but since I farmed Emblem, I already have Shimenawa, so it's like whatever. You can see it's kind of a low crit damage, but I have Farzan, so it doesn't really matter. Venti, Venti. I don't even know if I have one right now. Venti, I'd say it's fallen off. Like the only time I would use him is on the early floors of Abyss because I'm lazy and I don't want to group all the small mobs together. But other than that, maybe in the freeze team. But I mean, I have Cosmo and Sucrose, which are I think just stronger characters. So yeah. Xiao, I did double crown him. Kind of wish I didn't crown the burst, but it is what it is. He's definitely a good carry as a second team when Shangli was on the other side, so thank you. I did pull this on the standard banner, so I have that. There's some good stats. Probably not the best he could have because I put some good artifacts on Wander, but he's there if I want to use him. Jean is kind of built as a 7 DPS crit support, like Anemo damage, but I don't use her. So she's there. She's pretty. Sucrose, definitely a strong character. EM, of course. But I do find her a little bit clunky to play sometimes, so, but yeah, she's a strong character, so she's definitely used frequently. Farzan, just full ER on Farzan for Wander's teams. 4-piece tenacity, just with whatever ER I could get. Stats don't really matter. C6, very important. I think Wander without C6 Farzan, might as well just don't play Wander. Hazo, so I don't really use Hazen, but when he first came out, I did enjoy using him in well, I mean, his team would be, what, Cosma, Bennett, Shangley, but his E with his, you just switch into his E with, like, Winston, just crit, it's pretty satisfying. So, yeah. Sayu, sorry, I don't play Sayu. Alright. Next! Cryo. Oh, Cryo. So, let me just start with Ganyu. I don't play Freeze Ganyu. I already have Ika for that, so I just built it from now. Got Amos from Standard, I think. Yeah, so that has to be from Standard. Honestly, there are times where I find this team somewhat underwhelming, but, it's there if I want to play Melt Ganyu. Ayaka. Freeze Ayaka. Freeze has definitely helped me a lot in like 1.0, 2.0 abysses where Freeze was a very useful. So I'm very thankful that Freeze was very strong. But nowadays, I find Freeze a little bit boring, and there are a lot of unfreezable enemies, so I don't really use Freeze that much. So Ayaka doesn't really get used. I can use her in the Hyper Fridge, I guess, but yeah. Rosaria, same idea. Usually use it in a race team. But yeah, these crowd characters, honestly, generally crowd characters I don't use that much anymore. So there's no Kaya for like reverse melt 4-star teams. So he's also there. Oh, okay. That's not supposed to be his weapon. He's supposed to run lines more. But he's built. And everyone else, I mean, I have Chi-Chi built with 4-piece clam, but I haven't used her in a team yet. So she's just sitting there. Layla, I wanted to build Layla for a Wanderer team to get like that crit rate when you absorb a cryo element, but then I realized that it's so hard to get like cryo and the pyro absorption. So yeah, this is kind of a regret on my part. Diona did serve a purpose when she first released, and I needed kind of a semi-second killer shielder, so I did have her built with Noblesse. Was definitely helpful, but I just was not needed. Next is the last element, Geo. Okay, I guess we can showcase this. All right, the only character I really use is Zhongli. He's just the shield bot with Miscellaneous, just for some extra energy. I don't think this tenacity really does anything, but it's there. Just, yeah, this is whatever, but shield bot for hyper carriers like Wonder. And I guess we can showcase this. I do have these characters built just because I had the mindset of in Honkai Impact 3rd. In Therabus, you kind of need like different element teams because of the weather system. So I did plan Geo characters just in case I needed to, but I mean, at this point of the game, it doesn't seem like we're going that route. So yeah, these characters are built, kind of, but they're not going to be used because Geo is. Yeah, they gotta do something about Geo. Geo is like Ito and Almeida, but you need those characters, and like a high constellation group or something. It's, yeah, not the most effective way to use your Primogens, let's just say that, so that's not kind of built. And that's pretty much all my characters that I've built. The next thing we can go through, I guess, quickly is just inventory. Here are my weapons. So, like I said, Engulfing Lightning and Light a Foliar Incision are my only weapon banner pools. I don't recommend them. Some standard stuff. Favonius weapons super strong. Stuff I leveled, and I don't have like tons of level 1 stuff. Yeah. Here, you get a lot of these. Like, I had to somehow spend them, so I don't cap. Artifact wise, I've shown most of my artifacts. They're all my built characters. Each character's pretty much have their own artifacts. There's some of them where I keep where they have good stats and I might want to use them, so they're there just in case in different sets. just want to scroll down. Like, I am saving all of these 5-star artifacts for the Emblem Strongbox because I will get a Raiden upgrade, Raiden artifact upgrade. Here are my materials. Farming for books right now. I do have a lot of mats. Yeah. Food, I mean, it's there. I don't really use food, so you just look at this. As well as gatherables. I've done some fishing. Gadgets. What are these quest items? They're there. As you can see, I have one of every single Oculus because each region, if you want to max everything out, they get one extra. So I need to get all of them. So and I have everything maxed. Haven't opened these yet. I guess I'll have a fun time opening them whenever I want to. So, and okay, well, yeah. This is just furnishing stuff. And lastly, I wanted to show off some miscellaneous stuff. First thing, I kind of want to show off the Teapot. So the Teapot is kind of mentioned as a joke in some parts of the community, but I feel like it's a pretty efficient way to get some free stuff. Like just going into the Realm Depot, just getting this stuff every single week is pretty efficient, and along with the friendship XP that you get. So I mean, this specific realm is just for easy access to friendship, and also you guys didn't know every single character has their own specific furnishing set, and then if you complete it, you get free primogems and other materials such as Mora and talent books and stuff. So all the characters that I have completed their furnishing set and all that stuff. So yeah, just free stuff. So this, like I said, this realm is just specifically for that. But I did make this Emerald Peak, this realm. They're actually decorated, so I'll just go through that real quick, just for fun. I think I made this when it was first, pretty recent, when the Teapot recently came out. I'll just go through each section of this Emerald Peak. What do I have Neely? Oh, I have Neely there because of friendship. I should switch that out for Asara. I'm not a creative decorative person as other people who have made a lot of things in their Teapot, so it's mostly just sets, but you know, it's just so it's not as empty. A lot of bamboo forest here. I think I missed this spot here. Yeah, the windmill. But like I said, mostly just pre-made sets, so I do like the inside of this though. This bench. Proud of this inside. Again, it's just mostly pre-made sets, but it looks nice. Some stuff here. Tried to do some match, like for the example, this is like a Mondstadt set, so I tried to put a Mondstadt character, Leeway set. This is upper floor Inazuma bedroom. I guess this isn't really a set. I kind of have to decorate a bit myself. Put some dogs. Have some cats, different bedrooms, and yeah. And that's it for the Teapot. Definitely, there are way better looking ones, but it's there. It gets me my max coins, so good enough. Okay, and I guess the second other miscellaneous thing is TCG. Like I do everything in this game. So like all the events did, even all the other permanent stuff like Teapot and TCG, and it just there's some primo rewards, but honestly I'm not a very competitive TCG player. If you just see, I mean, this is my player level. I don't have all the cards unlocked because they released more, but main reason I play is honestly just to try to collect the cards. So I did all the wait, did I do this? Oh wait, no, I did that. I did all the like the overworld battles for the coins, all these challenges, all the when you invite someone, there's also a secondary challenge just to get all the coins. So just look at the shop commodities. I just don't have some of the gear and weapons, but I have all of these. But the main thing I wanted to get, okay, here's this card. I didn't buy any card backs, but the main thing I wanted to get are the dynamic cards. I think the animations look sick, so I have most of them. I left the 5 here that I don't really want. So yeah, these dynamic cards look sick. For actual cards, I just get the ones that are put in my deck mostly, and some like good-looking ones like the Archon ones. Yeah, I don't play that much like PvP. I just collect the coins. I guess we can take a look at the decks that I use, which is not that interesting, but I have kind of everything built. So Freeze Ganyu was my go-to PvE deck when it was not nerfed. So I don't use it anymore. There's a Quicken deck, kind of made by my friend, so thank you for that. Quicken is still really strong, so sometimes I use this for like single target PvE content. I tried to cook something up with this deck, it didn't really work out, so I don't use that. 2 Anemo, kind of recommended from my friend again, and this one is really strong. This is pretty much my to-go PvE deck. Let me just show this one real quick. There's probably a better way to show this, but yeah, I guess these 3 would be the main PvE decks. And then everything else I'm not really going to show, because when I was in the TCG phase, I kind of just grabbed different TCG decks from the Discord, but I don't really use those, so I only use primarily the Quicken and the 2 Anemo deck. So yeah. And with that, I think I've went through everything I wanted to go through in my account. I hope I didn't miss everything. Went through characters, exploration, achievements, and even Teapot and TCG. So as for future directions I want to take this account, like I said, there's not really too much to aim for, like meta or strength wise, because the Abyss has been kind of a chore and just like a for sure clear for me because my account is so invested. So my immediate future goal is to just pull for characters I like in Fontaine. So I think Chlorint is definitely one of them I'm eyeing. Focalore, Hydro Archon, and then I guess the Judge dude. I forgot what his name was, but he is definitely another character I'm eyeing for. So I think there'll be some cool characters to build. So yeah, I hope that maybe in the future I'm still coping that he decides to add more end game combat related events, or not even events, just combat related things to do, not just Abyss. Like, I think it's time to add a floor 13 or something harder. I just want to use my characters in more combat related content, that's it. And maybe they release something that makes me need to vertically invest even more, but you know, as for now, I think it's perfectly fine just to look at future characters and see what teams they fit in. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this account showcase and review. 1,000 days of Genshin, that's a lot of days. So if you're starting this game out and you're worried about, oh, can I clear this, can I clear that, how much money do I have to spend, as you play more, I think anyone can do it. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. This is my first time doing something commentary related, so if you do prefer that, I did kind of ramble this time because it was my first time, so excuse my rambling and going off topic. Hopefully it'll be better in the future. If you do like this commentary related content, then perhaps I can add my thought process in like Abyss clears and stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.